Right. Hello everyone, this is Crystal Putoff of Prayerful Arts, and just a little recap. There's the turkey egg, or I'm sorry, that's the goose egg. This is the turkey egg. Sorry. This is the peahen egg. All of these were inspired by this book that I got, Taras Horodetsky, and the beautiful artistry of his Pysanky. Just gorgeous. Anyway, these three. And yes, look, I did a chicken egg. Now, this is as small as I'm willing to go. Anyway, so this one was inspired by, I'll find the picture and show you. This. So this was the top of this egg. There was no way I was going to do all of that on a chicken egg, but I was willing to try to do this top. And so I did it in this division that is the 4 circles division. And it was a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I drew out this egg to come up with this division, and some of how I measured it out. I want you to do this and be your own creative inspiration with how you did it. I will tell you my color sequence was a white chicken egg. I did yellow, and then I did scarlet, and then I did red, and then I did brick. And this brick is over the red, where this brick was over the scarlet. So you get a little bit different shades of the final color. All gorgeous. I'm all excited about it. But anyway, I want to show you how I draw out this division. It's really pretty simple. There's a couple different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you. Actually, I'll kind of demonstrate 2 ways, but I'll show you the main way that I like to do this, although, like I said, there's different ways to do that. All right, so how do I get this division on this egg? And I am going to draw this dark because I want you to be able to see the lines. So I'm going to mark the top of it. Oh, good heavens. I seem to have gotten a little bit of dye on this. Well, that'll be okay. I'm going to draw this dark anyway, so it won't matter. All right, so I'm going to use my template. This is a chicken egg. I find for the chicken eggs, I get the 1 5/8. This is from the Ukrainian gift shop. But I'm going to mark at the 60 mark and the 90 mark. And I am going to draw 2 lines that go all the way around the egg. This is what happens when you do eggs and you don't wear gloves. In this case, it's not going to be a problem because I'm going to dye this. This has the dark lines on it, so it'll be dyed a dark color anyway to begin with. I haven't decided what color. All right, so I have the 4 lines. Now I'm going to draw an equator line. And what I find is that normally a chicken egg is 8 centimeters from top to bottom. So I'm going to mark this at the 4. And we are not actually going to be putting any wax on the equator line, so I'm not terribly concerned that it's perfectly straight. It'll be straight enough for our purposes. So I'm going to draw the equator line. And if you're doing this pattern, maybe you want to draw these lines as dashed lines because you're not going to put any wax on this line or that line. So you could draw them as a dash, you know, a dotted line, so you know that you're not going to put wax on it. Okay, so now we're going to start drawing the circles. This is how I do it. I start here at the top, and I'm going to draw a bit of an arc like that. And now I'm going to draw another arc like this. And then I'm going to draw another arc like this. I'm kind of eyeballing this, that at the big point, it's, whoop, there you got an extra line there, about the same distance. So you can see there's kind of a circle. This division works best on like a regular shaped chicken egg or a fat chicken egg. A long skinny one, it doesn't work as well. I mean, you certainly do it, but you're going to have less of a circle, more of an oblong shape. And even this isn't perfectly circular because it's on a circular surface and it's not the same. Anyway, okay, so I drew that circle. Now, so in this triangle, I drew the circle around it. So now I'm going to come over to here, skipping that one, and this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw, and you can measure it out if you want. You can use the suction cups to help you draw the circle, but again, because of how you're doing it on the egg, it's not going to be perfectly circular, but it'll be close. So there's another circle. So I got the two circles here. Now, so I drew a circle here, skip that one, circle around that. So now down here, I'm going to draw the circle in this one. So I'm going to, so you're kind of drawing a circle around the triangle. All right, so there's another circle. Now, the other way you can draw this is, you see here's the triangle. You can draw this line, and that line in every other one. So there's that one. You know, you can do it this way. I prefer to draw the circle, but that is an alternative way to draw it. So you can see here, you know, there's 1, 2, 3. That's another way you can draw it. If you're finding that drawing the circle isn't working for you, try drawing it that way. But now I have 4 circles. So they all, you know, these two, and you know, they alternate kind of like up, down, up, down. Right now, so that I have this drawn, on here, you can see I did, you know, this whole pattern here. So what I did was I started here at the top and I drew a line, and I'm going to, well, okay, I'll draw it dark. So I drew that line that went right down there like that. Okay, then I took my template and I used the same one. It ended up being pretty close. So I'm going to put that on this line that I just drew. And then, so it's kind of hard to hold it and do this and talk, but I'll give it my best shot. So you can see there's that line. So I'm going to use this, and where the 90 is, I'm going to make a little mark. And that's going to tell me about where the halfway point is. And so I'm going to draw it across there. All right, and it's not perfectly straight, but I'll make it straight. So I would do that in each one of these circles. Then I would start drawing out whatever pattern I'm going to have. I think I'm going to draw this all the way here. Right. then I would start and I would draw, and you can measure this if you want. I'm just kind of free-handing drawing it. I'm going to draw that part. And so where I drew like this line, that line, you could draw that as a dotted line, and then again, because you might not put wax on all of it. And in my head, I'm counting these to make sure I have 8 on there. All right. Let's see, we'll do, on this one, I did 1 more. Or I actually did 2 more. And you can see some of it is a little closer to the edge than down here. So I probably didn't get it exactly right. The other thing I could have done is I could have measured this line and then measured where the halfway point was and then made a little dot. Because you see, like up here, I have more space than I do down here. But that's okay. So we'll fill in this with the last element. And now you notice that I went all the way to this line when I drew this with the pencil. Okay. What I will do, and I'm going to draw in these also, but so this was the pencil line. When I got ready to do the wax, what I did was I waxed the outer circle first, and then I waxed the inner line here. And I could have drawn that on there. I mean, I could have drawn that inner line on there. And then I started doing this, so that when I came to this one, I just went to that, you know, the inner line, I'll call it. That was how I waxed it. I didn't take the time to draw this line, although I certainly could have done that. Okay, here, I'll just draw it on this one, and then I'm going to try doing my measurement thing that I just suggested to see if that gives me a better, straighter line, or not straighter, more evenly divided in half line. So I'm going to draw from here to here, from the top of this, you know, like cutting the circle in half. All right, so let's see. Where is halfway on that? That is 4, we'll say 4.6, so half of that is 2.3. So 1, 2, 3, that would be right about there. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and see how close I was. Okay, I would have been a little low. So anyway, so here we'll just do this line like that. So that's another way you can get it divided in half. It's a little odd because it's, you know, it's kind of a different shape. Anyway, so that is how you do this division on chicken egg. You can do this on any size egg. The section cup thing I talked about, okay, looking through my, oh, there's some section cups. So I have these section cups in a variety of sizes, and I have another video where I talk about making section cups with circles. So I could have put this on here and drawn the circle with that. It's a little harder because it's so big and it's on a chicken egg, but I could have used that, or I could have used a smaller one and then made it bigger too. But this works better if you're trying to make circles on a bigger egg. So, you know, if I was trying to make a circle on a goose egg, this would help because it would lay flatter than it's doing on the chicken egg. But you can get these suction cups in different sizes. I got a whole bunch of different sizes here, but I do have another video on that. I'll try to find it and link it in the comments below if you want to see how I use the suction cups to make circles. So I'm going to come back and finish drawing this and work on this one, and then I'll come back and show you the two of these together completed. All right, so this was the chicken egg that I did with the Taras Horodetsky inspired element. This was actually the top part of a goose egg. It looked a little different from what I did, but so mine was inspired by it. And then I did this division on an egg. I drew it very darkly, so I had to dye the egg a dark color, and I was going to do black, but I did purple. And this is the completed design. So, you know, two similar type eggs. This one obviously doesn't have as much detail on it as that one. I could have put more on it, but I kind of like the way this one looks too. I like them both. But anyway, so there's the two chicken eggs I did. When I started this series, I had a nice clean piece of tissue paper. I no longer have that, but that means I've been working hard. There is the turkey egg. I'm sorry, I did that again. That's the goose egg. This is a goose egg. This is a turkey egg. There you go. So with the natural spots, so I did the goose, I did the turkey, I did the peahen, and then I've done these two chicken. So I'm really excited about what I've learned, the new elements I've seen, I don't want to say chances, but I really pushed myself to try something very detailed and very new and very different from what I did before, especially starting a pattern and not having it quite all figured out, doing it as I went along. That's very different from how I normally do it. So anyway, so this was a lot of fun to do these patterns inspired by the book that I bought from Ukrainian Accessories, and it might be available elsewhere, I'm not sure. But anyway, thanks so much for following along in this series, and stay tuned for next week when I'll have a new video. Thank you.